These bass should start moving up underneath these docks right now. Oh, that's a nicer one. Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out here on a lake. I've been to a couple of times if you've watched the channel for any time, but today I'm going to try to show what this lake is really all about. I've come out here instead of Tin Rock from time to time, one, because it's close to the house, but two, there's some good quality fish out here, and I've just never shown you all the quality of fish that's really out here on this lake. So today I've got three goals. One, of course, is to get the skunk out of the boat. Two, I'm going to try to catch 5 bass over 12 inches. And then the ultimate goal is to be able to catch 5 bass over 80 inches and get a pretty solid bag. That's going to be an above average bag for out here. So we're going to come out here, see if we can figure out these fish. It should be a beautiful day. The sunrise behind me is gorgeous. So I appreciate you watching. Let's go fishing. Start off with a little topwater first thing this morning. I have about 4 or 5 hours to fish today, so we're gonna need to figure out these fish pretty quick, see what the bigger fish are honing in on, try to get that 80-inch bag. But of course, like with any day, you got to get that skunk out of the boat. I'm only going to spend 20 or 30 minutes on topwater if they don't seem like they're going to commit. I already saw a bird with a shad in its mouth, so it's good to know they're feeding. Wow, I just let that frog sit there. I wasn't even paying attention. Well, that's a keeper. All right, let's get this guy unhooked, get a length on him and get back out there. 14.75, great way to start the day. Thank you, buddy. Can't beat that. Beautiful sunrise. And the first frogfish of the year. See if we can do that again. Right now, goal 1 is complete. We have the skunk out of the boat. Now we need to go ahead and start filling that limit. Try the old popper out for just a little bit. How did I miss it? I just totally whiffed it. Seemed like a decent one too. Didn't miss it that time. All right, sweet. Came back for it on the popper. It'll keep too. When you're CPRing a fish or taking a picture of a fish, so I'm laying him down on the bottom and I can see that I can probably get him to touch 13.75. But first, what you do is you take a picture down here, you lock in a score. So now I've got 13.5 inches. So if he was to jump out, I'm only going to lose a possible 1/4 inch instead of the entire 13.5 inches. So now, lay him down. So I will be able to get him to touch 13.75. That's a big tip. So if you see that when they're on the bottom of the kayak that you can probably get them to touch a 1/4 inch, take the picture, then put the catch board on your lap, lay them out, and then get them to touch that extra 1/4 inch. But we just got them to touch 13.75, and that's another one for the board. Thank you, buddy. Okay, that's 2 on the board. We continue to add to our collection here. So I know there's a hard eelgrass line that goes all the way around the lake here. So I'm going to spend some time on the outside edge of that grass line with this square bill, see if I can pick up any that way. And if I can't, here in the next 30 or 40 minutes, we're just going to start skipping docks to try to fill this limit. These bass should start moving up underneath these docks right now. There you go. I think that's going to help fill the limit. Just barely, I think. Got him to touch 12. Thanks, buddy. That's a nicer one. Oh. That's a nicer one. Oh. I horsed him in and he got off. That's what I get. Man, that hurts. Golly. You want to talk about helping out the limit? That would have helped out the limit. I'm going to give the docks a break for just a second. I'm going to continue fishing some of the ones up here, but I'm going to fish this offshore grass line for a little bit. See if maybe they moved offshore too. That one I missed under the dock still hurts. I can't believe I did that. That was like a 17, 18-inch fish. And I want to eat at least 2 of those today. That was another nice one. Offshore. I have no idea why he got off. Come on, what on earth? Finally, found that offshore grass line. Naturally, land the smaller one, but maybe they're positioned offshore. All right, 13 1/4. It's number 4. Thank you, buddy. Should have a limit, and a pretty solid one at that, but that's fishing. What you gonna do? Doesn't make it hurt any less. One more for a limit, and now will be goal 2 complete. They are not taking it well. I got a good hook set on him and everything. I don't know what on earth is going on. I even had to scale on the hook. I'm gonna give this offshore stuff a break for a little bit and go skip some docks. Thank you. I didn't think I was ever going to get a limit. I'm just going to skip docks the rest of the day probably. It's the nicest one of the day, I think. It's a 16-incher. That's the quality that we need. Thank you, buddy. I don't know if you're comfortable skipping docks, but skipping docks right now, whenever the sun starts to get high around that 9:30, 10 o'clock time, and that morning feed is over and those bass are looking for a place to cool off and start to ambush prey, skipping docks is hard to beat whenever it starts to get warm out. So if skipping is a technique that you are not comfortable with, you definitely need to start practicing, because it is such a deadly technique, especially when the summer comes around and the bass start positioning themselves under the docks. It's just the way to go. So that's what I'm probably gonna be doing the majority of the day, is skipping docks. I'll still probably throw the square bill here or there, but seems like the bigger bass are underneath the docks right now. That was still a pretty bad net job on that fish. I don't know, I really don't know what's going on with my net jobs, but oh man, that's another nice one. It's even bigger than the last one. That's gonna get rid of a 12-incher. He's hot. I think it's almost a clone of the last one. The nicer quality is definitely underneath the docks. $16.5-incher. That is really going to help the bag out. Thank you, buddy. I just pulled that 16-incher and 16.5-incher out from underneath that dock and back-to-back cast. They are loaded up under that dock. I honestly don't even know what we need to get rid of. But that's not going to help. Thank you, buddy. All right, I pulled 3 from underneath this dock. Let's see if there's any more. Probably about beat it to death. That might actually help. 13.5 inches. I don't know if that helps or not. So if you're not using O-rings for a Wacky Rig, it's very important. Those O-rings are going to help save you money, and I know today isn't a good representation of what it can do, but the hookup ratio is significantly better whenever that hook runs perpendicular to the Wacky Rig. I need bass that are 16 inches plus if I'm going to get to 80 inches today. I'll also take a 20 plus incher. That'd really help. You know, you try not to think of the fish that got away because it doesn't do anything for you and it's a part of fishing, but man, it hurts when they get off, and we would be really close to our goal today if they didn't come off. But it's important to learn how to keep your head down and keep fishing and take it as clues, a learning lesson. Just continue fishing. It is easier said than done, I know. I'm still picking the fish up. That's not going to help, but I do think that is the 10th bass in the boat today, even with our horrible landing jobs. So that's good. Thank you, buddy. Number 10. Just continuing to cycle through the docks. Thankfully, there are plenty of them. Trying to get to the darkest pockets. Hey, that's gonna help the bag out. I was just a random cast to some lily pads. It's kind of a long one. Guys running around with the boat right now and making it very difficult to stay in position. All right, let's get this guy measured and get back out there. Sweet. It's 15.5 inches. That's really gonna help. Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna go fish that dock that I caught those two 16 inches under, because it's pretty close, and then we will be done. This is the last stop of the day. See if maybe there are any more 16+ inchers hiding up underneath this dock. Then I want to get out of here. All right, last cast. That was on last cast. That's the one we needed too. That's another 16 incher. Well, that's going to make things interesting, isn't it? It's another solid one. It's going to be close to 16. All right, that is a 16 3/4. It's the biggest one of the day. It's a pretty fish. Thanks, buddy. So with that fish, I just did a little math, and I believe we're currently sitting at 79 inches with last cast. So I gotta continue fishing for just a little bit, seeing if we can complete this thing. My smallest right now is like 14.5 inches, so I need one 15.5 or better for an 80-inch bag. Last cast for real this time, regardless of what I catch. I gotta get out of here. All right, that's it. Trip is over. Alrighty, everyone, trip is over. You saw it. We came very close. We're at like 78, 79 inches, but I got to go in. We were out here for about 4.5 hours. Found 12 fish that we could put in the boat, and I missed about 4 or 5 others that would have put us over that 80 inches. But that's fishing. I don't know if it was user error. Well, I know some of it was user error. I don't know how to use a net, apparently. And then some of it was just fishing, you know, some of them are going to get off. But we had a great day, found some better quality fish. We got really close to our goal of 80 inches, and but we were able to fill those other 2 goals out. We got the limit, and we got the skunk out of the boat pretty early on the frog. So it was a great day all in all. As always, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.